Welcome back to the Bullpen Mafia, everybody. It is Sunday, April 7th. We got our first ever Sunday recording here. I got a little Sunday night baseball going on in the background. We got the Miami boys doing their thing down in the U country. Boys, what's going on?
We're doing okay, Petey. We were
better
just
than your Marlins
over the historically awful Miami Marlins start to the season, but our crisis has come to an end. They are now 1-9, thank goodness. But
congratulations!
Wait, but first, Petey, let's talk about your UConn Huskies, bro.
Yeah,
big dub.
Boys, I love how you paint me as this huge UConn guy, right? It's okay. The Northeast, I get it. You know what I mean? We don't have a lot of college sports up here. I guess I'll hop on the bandwagon.
Have you seen that movie that the kid tells Stifler, "You white, you Ben Affleck"? Petey, you from the Northeast, you like UConn.
Yes. You boys know I was at the game last weekend for the Elite Eight. I mean, I let's just say again, I'm such a Danny Hurley fan that let's just turn on the game and can I get a sideline view of that gentleman, just veins popping out of the forehead, red in the face, ready to just take a referee out. That's what I'm looking at. What I'm looking for.
I respect his innate ability to invent narratives that UConn, the best team beginning to end the season,
right, is an underdog.
You got to do something, dude. I mean, look, they're a wagon, bro. I honestly thought I saw that line 11.5, and I was like, "There's no way that's
insane."
They're 11.5 points better than a Final Four team, and sure enough, it was close for a little bit, and then UConn goes on these stretches where it's just okay, game over. Everybody pack it up. Let's go home.
It suddenly gets super boring.
Yeah, the games were not fun.
No,
they were not fun, and I wanted NC State to win really badly, but they were
agreed
overmatched.
They actually, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say the Caitlin Clark games were much more entertaining than the.
I agree.
Wow,
yeah.
So,
it was awesome. No, Toad, that's a good take.
I'm a big CC22 fan.
Yeah, you should be. Tough one today, but
I told my dad before I headed this way. I told my dad straight to his face, Caitlin Clark is my current favorite basketball player.
Wow,
and
that's good.
He's like, "Who is that?"
I mean, everybody knows Caitlin Clark these days. If he's pulling your leg, that's bullshit. If he said he don't know who Caitlin Clark is, bro.
Dude, my mom doesn't. My mom watches some sports, but like she's locked in with Caitlin Clark, bro. Like, appointment television.
She is a national phenom.
Yeah,
I wish she would stick back one more year in college. I think.
Yeah,
I got a buddy of mine in a group chat says he truly believes she's making a big mistake not returning to Iowa for one more season. I don't even know if she's eligible though.
Yeah. Bro, she's gonna make more money at college now than she would in the WNBA probably. Like
I see her in more commercials than Jake from State Farm. Okay,
she's gonna be Jake. Caitlin from State Farm soon.
She's raking in the dough.
Last thing before we get started, best week of the year, Petey. Give me your Masters dark horse right now, off the top of your head. Go.
I'm not
gonna ask Toad. Toad's not a big golf guy, Petey. So this is just you and I.
So Javi, I take this guy every single week in the DraftKings stuff. I love it.
Petey's lock of the week.
I love this guy so much, man. I love to see him win on the stage. I'm gonna go with Tommy Fleetwood as my dark horse.
Elite lettuce.
Man.
That's the guy with the mop.
Nice flow.
Yeah, the hair is incredible, man. The swing is absolutely just silky smooth.
Yeah. He's a golfer's golfer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I mean, and I love his caddy. The guy's it looks like he's like 6'5", 6'6" out there. Looks like an absolute animal. Like the amount of pints those guys must throw down post round, but the guy shows up every day. I don't know, man. He's always hanging around. He's always in the mix. I'd love to see him come through. He's the dark horse pick for me.
We'll sprinkle on Fleetwood, Petey. Toad and I, we got the Hard Rock app down here. Hard Rock, only true sports book in the state of Florida. Thank you guys are listening.
I went ice cold on Hard Rock, so I'm taking a sabbatical for the time being. I don't think I've won a bet in a calendar year, so I'm gonna pass.
Toad, this is the best weekend of the year, dude. Masters weekend.
I agree.
Masters weekend is epic napping weekend. You get the artificial bird sounds in the background. You throw on CBS. You get Uncle
Nance, dude.
You get
Nance.
Uncle Vern.
Yeah, Nance is the best, man. Hey, did you guys see that podcast with Justin Thomas was talking about how he's never seen a squirrel at Augusta? He was like, "What do they do with the squirrels?" Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. That place. And then he was talking about when the tree fell, whatever it was, last year, 2 years ago, and they were like, by the next morning, you would have never ever known. I mean, that place is just
it's like Disney World.
There's
it's
no
insane,
squirrels. Man. The bird sounds are artificial.
Perfect,
yeah.
I actually
grass is painted.
Our friend Johnny's going up to the Masters for the third year.
Wow. He's got
big
some good luck, or someone who's really plugged in.
He's got a plug.
Wow.
Can you give me Johnny's phone number?
Let's get Johnny on the show.
Can I meet Johnny
live? I think he's going to be there tomorrow for the practice rounds. We can
awesome.
have him call in. But back to baseball. The big headlines this week. Unfortunately, there's been a rash of elbow injuries, and I know, Petey, this is a topic that you're really passionate about because you've been a victim of TJ surgery, Tommy John surgery. So I'm just going to pass it to you here. You've been warning us the last 48 hours that you've got a burning fire inside of you.
Incoming.
So the floor is yours, bro.
Well, you know what? I'm going to start it off by saying to you guys that my Tommy John surgery had nothing to do with velocity. It probably had more to do with staying up all night playing Nintendo Wii and a few too many cold ones. And next thing you know, you got to play the next day. And like back then, I just treated my body like shit. I didn't do anything that I should have been doing. But I will say that the Tommy John then led me to make those changes in my lifestyle and what I was doing. So, but yes, boys, the epic rant that I want to go on just about, we talk about these injuries and stuff happening now. The philosophy these days, we had a conversation in our text group about this, us three the other day, like, the game has nothing to do with pitching anymore. There's no mechanical talk, right? These guys in the offseason, I feel like nobody cares about, developing pitches, working on their mechanics, doing stuff like that. It's like
power or bust.
Yeah, and I see it at the youth level too. Like every time these, you get guys walking into these facilities now, pitching lessons, pitching coaches, stuff that we're doing. Like, hey, go over there, do your plyo ball routine. It's 20, 25 minutes. I see these guys throwing these friggin' balls as hard as they can off the wall. They're running backwards, turning around, sprinting, throwing the shit as hard as they can. And then they go and it's like, hey, pick up that baseball. I want to give me 5 pull downs here. And these guys it's a fucking 90-mile-per-hour run into a crow hop into the fence. And then they hop on the mound and they start throwing. And nobody says a word about the fact that this guy gets his leg 3/4 of the way up. He never stays back. He collapses on his front leg. You don't hear any of that shit. And these guys are throwing the ball all over the place. But just because he hit 96 one time and the next one was literally behind the kid, hey, man, you showed the velo, right? That's what it is now. Show the velo. Show the 96. Show the 97. Show the 98.
And not just the velo anymore. Guys like Glasnow, they're on the record saying that their biggest issue is the lack of sticky stuff, of spider tack or whatever combination or concoction pitchers come up with to help just with the leverage when they're pitching.
Look, I'll say this about injuries, and I think it's been heightened, right? Because I just to set the stage, yesterday Shane Bieber goes, down Tommy John, Spencer Strider,
but
looks like it's going to be a Tommy John. So we're getting, pre Yuri Perez.
Let me read you the list and the guys of the last 12 months who either gone on the IL or are getting Tommy John surgery, and they have one thing in common: Shane Bieber, Tommy John; Yuri Perez, TJ; Felix Bautista, TJ; Giolito, TJ; McClanahan, TJ; DeGrom, TJ; Alcantara, TJ; Walker Buehler, TJ; Robbie Ray, TJ; Dustin May, TJ; Garrett Cole, elbow inflammation; Spencer Strider, probably going to be TJ; Kyle Bradish, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, sprained elbow. They have one thing in common: they all throw hard as shit.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll say a quote. I'm going to paraphrase a group chat where a media member mentioned what baseball is, the cycle of baseball. It's either guys returning from Tommy John, guys being prepped for Tommy John, so their innings are being managed, guys who need Tommy John but are still pitching, or guys who are undergoing Tommy John and we don't know when they're coming back. So there's like 4 phases of the warning flag.
It's become as part of the game as like hot dogs and Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. Look, what's unfortunate too is, these are all impact guys, and baseball, for better or for worse, these are guys that you want to see. And it's not for worse. This is for better. These guys need to be on the field every single day, and you want to see them pitching every 5th day. And it stinks. It sucks. I know that, Petey, you and I have had so many guys, so many friends, you being one of them, that have gone under the knife and had Tommy John. And I mean, look, there's no guarantee that your career, resurrects itself, right? I mean, I think the most common outcome of Tommy John surgery is not necessarily that people come back throwing harder, which there are instances of that, but people now all of a sudden, or guys are taking care of their bodies a little bit better. They're working on their shoulder stability, working on their core stability. All the things that they didn't do beforehand are 100% part of the routine. What's concerning for me is you start seeing the 2nd and 3rd Tommy John, right? So like Strider already had a Tommy John. Shohei Ohtani has had 2. So like we're starting to get that second go round of guys where we thought they were fixed. Maybe their mechanics aren't sound. Maybe they're throwing too hard. I saw James Andrews put something out this week that said the Tommy John ligament, the muscles around it don't necessarily mature until you're 26 years old, right? So the younger kids, that's where the concerning part is, right? The high school.
Yeah. To Petey's point, from high school up, you're just chasing the number.
Right.
That's it.
And it sucks. It's tough for the game. I don't know how you get around it. We've gotten
but there's things to get around it. Like to Tyler Glasnow's point, stuff like Spider Tack, the rosin mixed with
sunscreen.
Yeah, fucking right. That's the best.
Little things like that help pitchers get leverage on the ball. Because
Javi,
he had a. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I got to interrupt that because Javi's fucking slider was absolutely just wipeout. Javi, this is a serious question. Right? Did you ever use Javi? Did you ever use shit when you were out there? Like, do you think your pitches were better because or were you just el natural?
I'll say this, and I'm statute of limitations. I'm far removed from the
game.
Yes,
definitely. And no one thinks it's illegal.
It's good for the pod. Good for the pod.
I had to because I sweat so damn much.
That's true.
And it was almost for me. It was like, if I'm gonna go out there and I'm throwing low to mid 90s and I start losing control, the ball starts getting all wet, like I'm putting people in danger. So I used sunscreen, rosin. A lot of guys, you start heating up the pine tar in the microwave and the little Copenhagen, all sorts of stuff.
Is it
bowling grip?
So is it more about
the bowler cream? Yeah.
Is it more about control or getting better spin?
I think it's got nothing to do with fucking Tommy John surgery. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I think Glasnow.
I didn't get to finish what he was saying.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
He thinks for a power guy like him, when you don't have grip assistance, you're squeezing your hand extra hard on the baseball, which then in turn is putting more tension on his forearm, and that leads up to his elbow. And that's where they start to feel the pain. He said when he's using Spider Tack, when he's using I don't want to misquote him. He specifically said he doesn't use Spider Tack. He used
sticky stuff. Whatever it is,
No, he said the sunscreen and rosin, the Javi
combo.
Combo.
I love the two, Javi. I'm not going to let you die on that hill alone.
He said when he was using that, he really didn't have to grip the ball. He just put it in his hand, nice and comfortable, and just let it rip.
Yeah.
But when you're not allowed to use anything sticky, you're gripping the ball extra hard just so you can throw a breaking ball, so you can get some movement on your fastball. Yeah. I think all of these things are connected, but the bottom line is chasing the number.
Right.
Like it's not just about velocity.
And now we're seeing a school of thought saying that the heightened pitch clock or the shortened pitch clock is adding to pitcher injuries, right? So, I mean, there's a ton of different, I don't want to call them excuses, but a lot of people pointing the finger at different areas of the game. And it's just unfortunate. I think, as little kids, you got to be careful. The strain you put on your arm, I'm of the belief that there's only a certain amount of bullets in there. And everyone's arm at some point is going to, strain and feel something. And sometimes it's going to be worse than others. But I think the youth baseball scene, and Petey, you're, like you just mentioned, you're closest to it. You see it. These, kids are trying to throw hard at a young age and their bodies just aren't ready for it. And I think, we're just seeing it more and more. It's unfortunate. Baseball's had a lot of stuff to deal with early in this season. Right?
Yeah.
We're 10 games in, and a whole lot of controversy.
And one of those controversies, magically, everyone has stopped talking about it. But
let it be cooked, dude.
Toad, would you leave
I'm
it
not going to
alone?
bring it up because magically, just we're on to Tommy John surgeries all of a sudden. But one more point about baseball and where it's headed, and I think it ties in well with the college basketball that we were speaking about before. I think baseball as a whole, especially MLB, with the influence of analytics, is it's quickly becoming just like the NBA, where it's 3-pointer or bust, where you want maximum everything as quickly as possible, because that's what the analytics are telling you. When a guy steps into the box, they're swinging for the gap or they're swinging for a home run, because that's the most valuable way to score and the quickest way to score. Same thing on the mound. Throw hard, because that's the easiest way you're going to strike a guy out. So to Petey's point, the strategy aspect of pitching and baseball as a whole is slowly slipping away, and it's a shame.
Yeah, boys, don't worry about it. Up here in Boston, I'm going to keep the art of pitching alive as long as we possibly can.
There you go, Petey.
We got Javi up here. We got pitch counts, man. We got guys. When you come in, you see me. I'm old school, right? We're gonna throw a bullpen, but we're gonna talk about mechanics. We're gonna long toss. That's how we're gonna get stronger, right? We're gonna work on what we need to figure out mechanically. We're gonna use our lower half. We're gonna use our core, and we're gonna throw the shit out of the ball.
Keep fighting a good fight for us, Petey.
For us guys.
Perfect way to transition into our Around the Horn segment. We've got 3 hot topics we want to talk about today. First being the Oakland A's, or Sacramento A's.
And I'm going to be in Sacramento in 2 weeks. I'm going to be able to check out the Rivercat Stadium for myself.
So get us some hats, would you?
We have the now Oakland A's, soon to be Sacramento A's, later to be the Las Vegas A's.
Not so fast.
Yes, they're coming, dude.
I don't see it happening.
You don't think they're going to Vegas?
No, I think this is all smoke and mirrors. That I think there's deals being done with Sacramento behind closed doors, that especially with them filing for the trademark for Sacramento A's and Athletics, they're not going anywhere. They're not leaving California.
Well, I think
But you're
going down.
But do you know why they're not temporarily playing in Vegas instead? Because of their TV deal,
right? With
NBC Bay Area, or whatever it's called, doesn't expand into Nevada, so they wouldn't be able to play or broadcast A's games in Nevada if they played in Las Vegas temporarily. If you were trying to build a fan base, wouldn't you want them to be on TV locally?
Right, but that's just for now. That's until
3 years is a long time.
3 years, right? But they don't have a stadium yet.
If you play in 3 years for Sacramento, imagine
Toad, is that $1.5 billion renderings that they were talking about for the stadium? Those just fake, Toad? What do we got going on here? What kind of conspiracy are you running here, Toad?
Look, man, I've seen this. We witnessed firsthand the city of Miami getting screwed with Marlins Park, and you don't believe this stuff until it finally happens. And I don't look, man. John Fisher is a stain on Major League Baseball right now. It's embarrassing how
he knows all his players well, though. Toad.
Yeah. We're looking forward to watching Aaron Judge hit home runs into the Sacramento Valley.
Yankee fan, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
It's as a fan of a team who's usually very terrible and doesn't draw well, the Oakland A's fans, who are much better fans than Marlins fans are, they deserve a lot more. And I know it's a business and it's an owner's prerogative and priority to make money, but I think genuinely, I'm speaking from the heart here as a baseball fan, it's an owner's responsibility to take care of the fan base, try to win on a regular basis. And this whole it makes me sad because I've been to a game in the Coliseum, and let me tell you, it is a dump. I promise you that. But this whole situation, it's awful for the game. It's so drawn out. Their minor league affiliate is outdrawing them. It's just not good for baseball.
It's unfortunate, but this has been coming for a long time. The Vegas thing it's been brewing. Vegas is a elite sports town.
Hotbed, maybe.
That I am a big Vegas fan. And look,
Vegas is an elite betting town.
No, but Vegas will be a destination site. You will go and watch your team play in Vegas. That is
exactly.
That's why there's a football team.
Put the stadium on the strip, baby. Put the stadium right on the strip.
We're gonna drag Toad's ass to the Vegas baseball stadium.
Let's go.
Watch the A's, and he's gonna cheer for him. But look, it is unfortunate. I think the A's fans are getting the short end of the stick, and obviously,
it's just not fair, man. And I sound like it's dumb to say because an owner can do whatever they want, really, but it's
tough.
It's the ugly part of professional sports and baseball, and
the ugly part of professional sports. It's the ugly part of stadium deals, and cities don't want to add tax burden onto their taxpayers. It's just a vicious cycle.
Well, and speaking of that, shout out to Kansas City. The people of Kansas City stood up to the Chiefs and the Royals. They said, no, we're not going to pay for your new stadiums.
You love Kaufman.
Which of those you love Kaufman. New stadiums. What are we doing?
Petey, tell us what Toad loves.
To Toad, I mean, I think Toad, like he's got some. The Raiders fans are getting in Toad's ear about how they lost him and they went to Vegas, so he's got those guys on his side.
I'm here for the little guy, man.
I was gonna say Toad's telling us the other day how beautiful Kaufman is and how they don't need a new stadium. I see Kaufman on TV. And I'm like, dude, when was this place built? Like,
you don't like the fountains, bro?
I mean, Toad, I just, I agree with you though. Like Kansas City, like facility wise, like the Chiefs, like I feel like that. But it used to be Arrowhead. Now it's like it was a Jehah Field.
Jehah Field.
Yeah, like that place looks like a shithole too. So I don't know. Maybe but they win. So it is what it is.
My point is they can pay if they want something, they can just pay for it themselves. But whatever. I digress. Let's go to second base because second base. Again, parity in baseball. Javi, there's a lot of teams off to horrible starts.
Miami Marlins.
Number one being the Miami Marlins. Thank you, Petey, for bringing that up.
No problem, boys.
Win today, 1-9. The Marlins, who just can't seem to get out of their own way to start the season. They announced today that they also voided the last year of Skip Schumacher's contract, essentially making him a lame duck manager. Essentially signaling to the world that Skip won't be back next year. So a lot of things to root for down here in Miami, especially with these Marlins. Got some other teams, Toad, the White Sox.
Rockies.
Mets.
Mets, dude. The Mets.
The Mets and Nats. Of course, look, this is egg on my face a little bit. I was working hard today, prepping the segment, like putting all these numbers together. Like, man, look at all these shitty teams. I'm really onto something here. Every team except the Rockies and the White Sox won today. Oakland even went into Detroit and took 2 out of 3. So
we got to have a segment named Fade Toad, dude.
Yeah.
DraftKings, you listening?
DraftKings Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Hard Rock.
I thought it was a lock. Marlins 0-10, worst start in since I even wrote it down. Like since 2009, Braves and Twins both started 0-9. It's by far the worst start in team history. But we can talk about this at length another day, but there's no parity in baseball to me right now. I know that the D-backs were a Cinderella story last year to make it to the World Series, but it's such a top-heavy league that the teams with wealthy owners, every team owner is wealthy, but with the ultra-wealthy team owners are at such an advantage, and especially those who are willing to spend. I think the bottom half of the league, it's just they're in a bad spot. It's not entertaining. It's a bunch of nobodies. They're major league ball players, but no household names. I was thinking about getting MLB TV this weekend. I was like, am I really going to watch Oakland at Detroit?
You might, dude.
Yeah, you might. Especially late night, Toad.
6-3, Toad. And you're going to get so much A's fans merch when these.
Yes, you are.
Dude, Toad's going to be the de facto mascot for the Sacramento A's.
If he's not wearing a Sacramento A's hat in 2 weeks, I'm going to be pissed.
No one's more excited about the A's going to Sacramento than me.
Well, look, I think parity in baseball is you see it one of two ways, right? Like the Mets have more money than God and they can't get out of their own way either, right? They're 3-6 to start the season. So it's tough. The small market teams, there's one formula for them to win. They got to beef up their farm system. They got to hope that they get a bunch of prospects that make it up at the same time.
Like the Brewers, dude.
We saw that with the Brewers. We saw that with the Cubs in 2016, right? So it's like the Braves are going through that where all the Braves hit on everybody, right? The Braves had like all their minor leaguers became
When's that
superstars.
gonna happen to my team?
I don't know, Toad. I don't know, man. That's why you're a baseball fan.
I just want one thing to be excited about.
It ain't gonna be this.
We record these episodes in the shadow of Marlins Park. Excuse me, the depot. In the shadow of.
Petey, we are a.
We can walk there.
Are you really?
Last week we thought about walking over to watch Mike Trout,
and he hit 2 home runs by the time we had finished recording.
Yeah,
and it was in the 3rd inning.
I just look.
My interview went too long.
I'd rather listen to you speak, Petey, at length than watch 9 innings of the Marlins in person.
Thank you, Toad.
Yes,
appreciate that.
Yeah, not saying a lot, but look.
I'm glad I give you some good info.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave my opinion on the Marlins at this. Have you guys seen that meme? It's like, I forget, it's like at a hockey game or some shit. It's like a little kid holding up a sign. It's like, our expectations were low, but holy shit. That's how I feel.
That's awesome.
Marlins on a daily basis. It's like, what way can you invent to lose today? But honestly, shout out to them. They won 10-3 today. I think they really do have something in Max Meyer. Another guy coming back from Tommy John.
Yeah.
Really young, promising arm, but
good for you guys. Congrats on the win, boys.
Yeah. Off the schneid.
Yep, no problem.
But yeah, speaking of pitching prospects who turned into great pros, our third base and around the horn here, Steven Strasburg, announced his retirement. He came to an agreement with the Nationals, some sort of payout that they agreed to, but end of an era officially in Washington.
Pretty sad. I mean, 35 years old, what could have been, right? I think Steven Strasburg, I remember, when he was coming out as a prospect, drafted 1-1. We went to Pro Player Stadium or whatever it was called at the time. And when he made his big league debut against the Marlins, it wasn't his formal big league debut, but pitched against the Marlins for the first time. I remember it was like 40,000 people in the stands to watch. I mean, he was one of those guys. You don't recall a lot of people throwing as hard as he did, especially.
He threw fuel, dude.
Balls, man, and obviously a tremendous career. Unfortunate how it ended. Just career plagued by injuries. Again, what could have been with Steven Strasburg.
I saw him in Torrington, Connecticut, in the NECBL back in like 2007, dude. This dude had obviously, coming out of San Diego State, playing for Tony Gwynn. Everyone's talking about him. At that time, we had no idea. I watched him throw in the playoffs against us. I mean, at that time, Javi, like you said, guys weren't throwing 98, 99, 100 consistently like that. This dude was a starter throwing absolute fuel for a living, man. Like you said, great career. Just, it sucks to have him get, to have that career end like that.
Well, he was a World Series MVP, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Carried
that
World
Animal.
Series.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I think it was
2019, right?
2019. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's.
They won every road game that series against Houston. Neither team won a home game.
What was crazy about Strasburg's run too was, he hadn't really gotten the big contract until after that World Series. He finally gets his big payday and then boom. Doesn't really see the mound much after that. So
he seems like the type of guy too, man, that just loves to compete. Like, this has got to be eating at him, right?
Yeah, not a huge personality. I feel like we haven't seen Strasburg in the limelight.
Nope,
a lot.
He's a quiet guy.
Yep. Probably pretty.
They better retire his number right away.
Wow, totally. You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put it
up there. Put it
in the rack.
Nationals Park.
Should we go?
That's awesome. Yeah. Broadcasting live from the ceremony.
I'm trying to go to Fenway for Yankees.
I know you are.
Fenway. That's my summer trip.
When we beat the tar out of the freaking Red Sox.
I want Javi in like a Paul O'Neill jersey, something like a nice throwback or something.
He's my favorite player. Dude.
Was he?
2-1, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's Javi's favorite player because when Javi was pitching Little League, they'd make him wear a helmet on the field too.
That was Olerud, bro. That was Olerud.
Oh man,
Olerud. That's
great. O'Neill and Olerud. I got to mix up.
I love it.
Yankees, though. Okay.
I love it. That's awesome. Toad, that's good. I don't give a shit who the player was. I just liked it. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, hell of a career for him, man. One of the original just fuel ballers as a starter. Now it's crazy that every single guy in the league is doing what he did, whatever it was 10 years ago when he came up.
Right.
Probably what was he? 2009 was he the first pick? I had that.
You know better than I do.
Yeah, I think it was. I want to say it was 2009.
Petey,
what's up, buddy?
As a Northeasterner, I know the food scene up there. It's really decadent in Boston, I'm sure. Big foodies in the Boston area. I want to get your take on the Pittsburgh Pirates and their pierogi dog. Fair or foul? Because I don't know. I saw the picture. I'm like, man, this is something that I can imagine Petey sitting in the 300 levels, Miller Lite in his left hand and woofing down a pierogi dog in his right hand.
All right, a couple of things to take away from that. Number one, I mean, you ain't catching me in the 300s. If I'm up in the 300s, I've been watching it at home. 2, give me the Bud Light over the Miller Lite. Sorry to my Wisconsin fans that are listening, the Timber Rattlers fans out there. But Toad, you sent the picture, and when you said this is something that you would eat, I was howling laughing because like we we've known each other for about 3 months now, maybe not even, and all of a sudden you're telling me, hey, you'd love this pierogi steak and cheese sub, like what a start we're off to.
Told, right?
Yes, and for context, I paint the picture of a pierogi dog, man, quite the alliteration there, but it's a foot-long hot dog,
yes,
topped with pulled pork, about 6 to 8 mini pierogies and pickles.
So what did I call them at first? What was I asking you? What are those? Oh, are those dumplings?
Yeah.
Those are pierogies, buddy.
I just assumed you loved pierogies, and
are.
The dumpling dog sounds better than
the dumpling dog does sound better. To answer your question, I'm never eating that. Foul.
I'm going hard foul on the pierogi dog.
That's way foul.
It's gross.
And unfortunately, I'm also going hard foul on the Phillies City Connect jerseys.
Dude, I don't know who agreed to launch those. Like, those are bad.
My favorite part is the number font. Trey Turner's jersey looks like it's a question. It's like Ron Burgundy. It's like, I'm Trey Turner.
I mean, we've seen some. Nike's definitely gotten their fair share of heat this year for the uniform debacle. Fanatics, Nike, point the finger where we want. The uniforms are terrible. The font on the back is terrible. The sweat stains are awful. But, dude, these Philly Connect jerseys, I mean, you can't buy those, right? I mean,
Petey, did you ever have to wear dark colored pants?
Never. And I always think about that when I saw that. Even my wife the other night was watching the game, and like somebody had the dark colored pants on. She was like, whose idea was this? But boys, I'm going fair on these Philly uniforms. Okay? And I'm going fair because I'm so bought into the City Connect stuff. I love it. The yellow sock stuff. My son's got 3 jerseys, the sweatshirt, the shorts, the hat. Like, I don't know what it is, boys. Maybe because it's so different than what they normally do. And I love it in all sports too. I'm not just saying baseball, but I love City Connect. You can't do a City Connect uniform wrong in my eyes.
Wow. I didn't have Petey pinned as a City Connect.
Yeah, man. I just love it.
I'm off guard. I'm actually at a loss for words right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you also thought I wanted a pierogi friggin' hot dog too. So.
well, Petey, to be fair, the Sox don't lose when they wear the City Connect.
That is true. I don't know what Javi, and Toad, obviously, I know, big hockey guys, you and I, when they come out with like those third jerseys, the alternates, last year, I think they went back to like designs from when the organizations first got going. Retro. Yeah, like when the Bruins had the Pooh Bear jersey, man. Are you shitting me? Like, I was the first guy in line. Like, those are the type of things that like I love. Like, you change up the color schemes a little bit. You do something different. The fans love it. You want to know who else loves it? The owners, because the friggin' shops are just like everybody that day. The first time that Philly wears these uniforms, 50% of that stadium is going to have that stuff on.
But I want like the dribbling Ben Franklin jersey, like the Sixers. Give me Ben Franklin swinging a baseball bat.
Okay.
Give me Nick Cage finding the Declaration of Independence. You're in Philly. What does blue, yellow, and light blue have anything to do with Philadelphia? But
I don't know, Toad. I don't know about the colors. I just like the
flag. But I mean, in the minors, you wear some.
Yes, Javi.
I have a photo that comes up in my memories once a year. of the Brevard County Manatees wore Bob the Builder jerseys, and
Yes.
I had to pitch in these.
Oh my god!
It was like, imagine
the tool belt, bro.
You had a tool belt. you had like a hammer. You had like,
oh my god,
dude! And
it sounds Savannah Bananas inspired.
It was. I mean, you wear some. You see some things in the minors, but yeah, I mean, Philly Connect. Come on, what are we doing?
Javi, you want to know what's funny about that is it didn't really matter, and my family used to buy every single one of those jerseys, bro. I got a giraffe one hanging in the thing, the Brevard County Giraffes we wear that night. I got a Space Coast one, looks like the solar. It's got the solar system on it. Like some of these uniforms were absolutely horrific, but yeah, I mean, it's just it's cool to look at them now and be like, wow, what?
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is, the minor league teams are desperate for some attention. We're talking,
major league teams,
that's
true.
They're looking goofy as hell.
Yeah,
dude, I just remember I pitched in a Space Coast jersey. That
was it.
Jersey was like it was like Mars, and the hat was like red.
Yes,
and dude, I got shellacked, and I remember going into the locker room like pissed off. I walked through the double doors, and I just look at myself in the mirror, and I just started busting out laughing. Like, dude, not only did I,
no shit, I got whacked around. Look at me.
I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, holy cow! And I was,
it's fucking awesome,
dude.
So awesome.
I think that'll do it for episode 3. Big things are coming in the works for the Bullpen Mafia. We got hopefully a logo reveal coming up soon. Some branding.
We gotta get our socials going.
Yeah, some content.
We gotta get someone on. We gotta get.
You got to swing for the fences.
We got to work on that. Yeah, we got to bring someone on. I know Petey's got that magic touch with a lot of folks, man.
Boys, the line is long, boys. Once one guy gets on, once this gets going in the clubhouse, right? People are saying, "Oh, I was just on with the Bullpen Mafia boys." Forget it. There's not gonna be enough streamable hours, boys, in the day.
We keep getting fed compliments left and right on the name. So shout out to Javi.
Javi.
The Mafia is growing.
Yeah.
We're doing some grassroots efforts at the moment, but I think the three of us, I think I speak for all of us that the three of us are fired up to go public.
Absolutely.
Very soon.
Yep. In that same breath, boys, we'll see you next week, next Sunday. Right. I kind of like the Sundays.
I love the Sundays, man.
Yeah. You know, the no post-work stress.
Yeah.
I'm just
scaries, man.
Just chilling with the boys.
Yeah.
Just talking shop.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Get the game on. We out.
See ya.
Later, guys.
See you, boys.